Hi everyone, this is Rebecca Lian on the BEX Show episode 11. So, I just woke up from a pretty disturbing dream, but I think it reminded me of the fact that we all need to speak up for ourselves and for who we are. Because, like yesterday, I was talking to this new friend of mine, and she said that she wants to cut her hair, she wants to dye it, but then as an actress, her agent wants to fit her into this role of being Hispanic, even though she's white. And so, she has brown hair and everything, and she's beautiful, gorgeous. But because of that, there's this fear of, well, I'm not going to fit into this role that my agent wants me to be in. And I think it's very symbolic of our lives. Many of us hold on to jobs and we don't speak up for who we are because we're scared that we're going to basically lose that job, or even that relationship if we speak up for who we are, if we don't compromise in a way that undermines who we are. And so, I've made this mistake in my life, and I really had to, I felt like I had to fight to speak up for myself, because growing up, I felt that I was very ignored and neglected, but also in an Asian family, like Asian moms don't really encourage you and affirm you of who you are. And like if you get like a B plus, it's like, oh my God, you should have gotten an A plus. And so it can be very difficult growing up in that environment. But one thing I've realized is like, okay, number one, we need to stop blaming our parents or our friends or whatever. Okay, here's the fact, like, look, maybe your parents didn't treat you right, okay? But how can you improve on that? How can you basically take out the lies that you've been believing in and live a better life? And live a life that is of your own creation and not of someone's mold. So number one is like stop blaming your parents. Number two is build your own identity, and not on what you can achieve in life or what job titles you've had or even what relationships you've had, but who you are. And so daily affirm yourself. I am loved. I am accepted. I know who I am. And like if you're creative, I am creative. I'm artistic. I am powerful. And so lately I've been taking boxing classes, and it's really helped me to realize that there's a lot of pent up um, aggression. And I think in our society, women are taught to be, in a way, submissive, pleasing. And I think a lot of women want to please um, each other, but also men. And I believe that that is a curse to need to please other people, especially men. Because what would it look like if every woman lived in a way that's authentic to herself, and that she lived in freedom of who she is, and she, instead of caring about, oh my God, is someone watching this video? Am I getting a million hits? Obviously, I'm not right now. I think I just released one video and I got like 9 views. But is that gonna stop me? No. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, crying, like, oh, no one watched my video. I'm like a loser. No. I'm gonna keep going because I have a vision that's so much bigger than people approving of me. Like if only like one person approved of me, actually if no one approved of me, I'd be like, hell, I'm still gonna go for it because it's a vision that's been planted in my heart since the day I was born. I mean, even when I was young, like I would tell my mom or people around me, like, I'm gonna be huge, like I'm gonna be like Asian Oprah. I'm gonna have my own network. I want to have my own magazine. I want to have my own tea, like Oprah. Um, I'm gonna have my own like real estate companies. I'm gonna have like a huge coaching company with books, and I'm gonna speak around the world, travel first class, um, stay at the best places, feed the poor, build orphanages, employ women who survived human trafficking, and educate women about being empowered. And gosh, there's just so much I want to do, and I'm barely 30. And so if you're watching this and you're like, geez, she's doing a bunch of stuff. Well, like you can too, but not out of a place of brokenness, not out of a place of like rebellion or like anger. I know that most of us have been hurt in our lives, but it doesn't help to hold on to anger or bitterness. It's just not gonna. Okay, for example, I'm all about equality. I went to this feminist conference in Boston a few years ago, and I was really psyched because I'm all about, you know, getting equality for women. But I noticed that a lot of them were very angry, and it came out of this like man-hating spirit because a lot of them have been, molested or abused by men. And so, yes, I totally agree. Like, those are injustices, but most of us have been hurt. And if we hold on to these hurts till we're old, gosh, we're not going to be able to like improve our lives. We need to learn to accept forgiveness and to forgive. And I think accepting unconditional love is the beginning of a beautiful life. And so, as a very spiritual person myself, I know that like no matter what I do, any mistakes I've made in my life, like that can be redeemed, that can be improved, but not out of my own like earthly power, but from something way higher than myself, something beautiful, something far and vast and big and wide and amazing. And I honestly have been living in that miracle since I was young, and now I'm seeing it more because, like, yeah, I'm just like filled with awe of just it's the miracle that it's become my life. And like a few months ago, I sold everything and I left my apartment and I went to Hawaii for 2 weeks, and I'm just like learning to live in community again and to see that just because friends of the past have hurt you, it doesn't mean that you should close your heart off to new friends. Um, and that is part of life, to forgive and to forget. Sometimes we forgive, but we don't forget. So we keep talking about it, and we're like, oh my God, I remember when this girl hurt me and she betrayed me and all that. And then so 10 years later, you're still talking about it. Well, get over it. Like, move on. And whether if you were in a relationship, same thing. Okay, so maybe that guy hurt you, but let's think about it. Let's also reflect on ourselves. What about yourself? What about yourself was like wounded in a way that provoked it as well? Like, how was that a reflection of your own wounds and of your own flaws and of your own weaknesses? Like, let's talk about it. I mean, like, for example, for me, I realized that for a long time I was very attracted to guys who were emotionally unavailable. And I realized it was because I didn't see my dad for like 10 years of my life. And so I acknowledged that, I realized that, and now I'm on like a better path of um, knowing like, look, I need emotional intimacy. And without that, it doesn't really matter, like, if I'm with anyone. And so this year has been an amazing era of just cultivating my own space and my own space of intimacy with myself, with God, with the beautiful universe, and with friends, and learning to communicate my desires, communicate my hurts. And gosh, it's just been amazing because even recently, I was really able to, express hurt and just say, look, you hurt me, but I forgive you. And that's just one of the most amazing, amazing moments that you can have with anyone, especially if they're able to apologize and acknowledge the hurt. And so, um, be authentic to yourself. Like, if you're an actress or actor, or if whatever field you're in, if you acknowledge something that isn't compliant, I guess, or doesn't support who you are, well, speak up for yourself, because I think that the people who succeed in life are people who speak up for what they're worth, and they speak up for their own uniqueness, and that's why they thrive. Not because they conform, because they stand out. So, do you, do you, bad.